Hello, and welcome to this self-hypnosis for keeping calm in times of chaos and uncertainty. Perhaps you have joined us now, seeking a guiding light, just so you will illuminate the skills you have within you to surrender any stress and worry over to the light and liberate your inner character of hope and positivity. And because you are here now, I know with certainty that you have an incredible mind, because you understand the importance of your mental health and are committing this time to self-care and this meditation to help you overcome anxiety and fear. And I wonder how curious you will be to learn to consciously connect to the very pleasant, present practice of mindfulness. And through the simple use of your abundant imagination, let your powerful spirit of calm acceptance elevate you to observe your thoughts with calm. And I wonder if you can see yourself rising up above fear, doubt, and any uncertainty. My name is Matt from Self-Health Hypnosis, and we believe there is always light somewhere in the darkness, guiding you to discover your personal strengths and be the hero of your own journey. I will suggest that you take time now and prepare yourself to write your own story, to do what needs to be done, and prepare a space where you can focus on you and allow yourself to relax, and in your own way find calm. And I will give you a minute or so to find quiet, to close doors or blinds. And it is wonderful that you have taken this moment for yourself, to discover the resources within you and to bring them into being. So you might now just like to listen to my instructions as we ready you to search within yourself now and to find the skills always available now, just to easily drift down into a deep trance, a powerful state of learning where you can choose to create a rich, full, and meaningful life and let go of any inaccurate and misleading ideas around happiness and develop self-compassion. And we want you, now you have found us, to change your life because you choose to regularly listen to our hypnosis and guided meditations and create for yourself a deep inner calm. And I wonder if you would be comforted to know that self-hypnosis only works because you are in control. My relaxing voice is only here to guide you, just so you completely relax and use your incredible imagination to create your own personal hypnotic theatre of dreams. And where I am no magician, I am certain that you have a powerful imagination, because you have probably arrived here as someone who has a range of negative thoughts that have become vividly unhelpful stories. And perhaps they are stories that are causing for you certain feelings and sensations. And I wonder if you feel caught up in those stories. And maybe you can't seem to just let them go. And for the moment, you have allowed fear and anxiety to dominate you and to direct your actions. The good news is, if any of that is true for you, you have all the ability to expand your skills and knowledge and make helpful, better choices. So when you are ready, and in your own time, finding that comfortable position in a nice chair or in your soft, warm bed, feeling your body sink into the chair or mattress, perhaps noticing how your limbs, your torso, and each muscle in your body settles and remembers what it feels like each time you get into your bed. Pull the covers over you and relax. In fact, right now, you may remember a time you felt very comfortable and very safe. And you may even remember just exactly what you need to relax deeply now, haven't you? What I suggest you do is to just allow your eyes to comfortably close and notice how your body settles and you relax. And you might like to open your eyes again and look up as far as you can and try to imagine white, healing light entering the crown of your head. And as the light enters your head, you can feel it resonate throughout your body. And you might feel a sense of inner peace and absolute calm. And as you feel the comfort and ease that washes over you. Each muscle in your body releasing any tension. And you feel your body become warm and heavy. And I don't know when it will happen, yet sooner or later, you will focus your attention on how relaxed you are becoming. And the deeper you go into trance, you might find that your eyes just naturally close. And the more you can focus your attention on how relaxed you feel now. And as you sit there in your chair or lay relaxed in your bed, you may be aware of the sounds in the background. And you might notice the feeling of the chair or the bed sheets beneath you. Or you might unconsciously notice thoughts fade in and fade out as you relax into your own experience. And as you do, you might notice the beginnings of comfort and ease. You may hear sounds outside your room, or perhaps you can hear the street as traffic passes by. Or maybe it's the tone of my voice as you follow my voice. You can even begin to notice thoughts and feelings emerging and fading. And as you do, begin to feel the sensation of complete comfort in your body. And as you sit still, you might notice the feelings in your hands and fingers. And you may even choose to move them like you are playing a piano. And as these movements give you comfort, there is also a stillness. And as your breathing starts to slow, you might begin to notice a relaxed calm broaden and deepen. That's right. You have chosen this time for deep calm. And there is nothing else you need to do right now. Everything can wait. This is your time to relax and rest. To relax deep in the confident knowledge that you are safe in this moment. And all is exactly as you need right now. That's right. All is well. It is often said that one of the best ways to relax and heal is to pay attention to our breathing. And you might like to notice how your breathing has become slow, smooth, and rhythmic. And as you let go of any thoughts and let go of any obligations, you can just be aware of the sound of my voice, or you can simply ignore anything else. As I encourage you to breathe in deeply and breathe out deeply, letting your body relax a little more with every inhale and relax further with every exhale. And as your breath slows, you might start to allow yourself to access that quiet, peaceful place inside of you, that inner space of ease and calmness. And I wonder if you will be curious to learn an exercise that uses the powerful skills you already possess. Did you know that you can combine the power of your mind, your creative imagination, with the cleansing energy of your breath, easily amplifying what you are already doing now? A simple task that you can come back to whenever you can. As you follow my voice, we are simply going to progress through the cycle of 7 complete rhythmic breaths. And with each deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, you can imagine yourself saying the words I will share, seeing those words in your mind, feeling the energy flow of those words through your body, and experiencing the powerful emotion that comes from setting yourself free. Starting now, I breathe in calmness. I breathe out stress. I breathe in comfort. I breathe out worry. I breathe in peace. I breathe out anxiety. I breathe in bliss. I breathe out overwhelm. I breathe in gratitude. I breathe out fear. And for the final two important breaths, as you breathe in, imagine white, healing light again entering the top of your head. As you say in your mind, as you say in your mind, what I have done today is enough. I have enough. I am enough. And now I allow myself calm. Again, as you breathe in, that wonderful healing light fills your body. And in your mind, you say the following words: I always have the ability to choose peace and calm. And I take actions in line with my positive values, even in a crisis. You might find comfort in the knowledge that this isn't even something you have to try and do, but something that comes naturally by taking a moment for yourself and letting go of any obvious tension. As you lay there in complete comfort, notice the sensation of relaxation and calm that you have already achieved. And as you relax more and more, the mind automatically moves towards those thoughts, ideas, and images that clarify most clearly for you the very things that you know and do that seem to get in the way. Our awareness migrates towards things that need attention, in the same way animals migrate, automatically, without thinking or trying. They seem to know when to go and where, and what to do to take care of themselves. An inner voice, an inner awareness that moves the birds, the butterflies, the whales, the herds of animals from one place to another, that makes them restless, something not right. that draws their attention toward that uncomfortable feeling and sets them in motion, moving towards a place, perhaps the ocean, an inner space of quiet comfort and effortless relaxation. And they move hundreds of miles and thousands of miles, taking care of their young, taking care of themselves. And no one really knows exactly how it feels to be a bird, a whale, or a butterfly that suddenly knows that the time is right for a change, and suddenly knows the exact change needed. But we can relax and imagine how it might feel to gradually and suddenly recognize that feeling, that inner awareness, that restless recognition that something needs to change and needs to change now. And we can imagine how it might feel to know without knowing what needs to be done, to be told without hearing by an inner voice, an inner feeling, to do this now. And we can imagine how it might feel to have actions flow from those feelings, responding effortlessly and automatically to that inner awareness, that inner knowing that tells us what to do and when and how to do it. To be born with that knowledge, to trust that feeling, to be so comfortably aware of oneself that everything becomes easier. Though no one ever imagined that coming this far would be so easy. Even though the decision to start your journey seemed to take no effort at all. A decision, a knowing that is part of each being, that guides and directs automatically towards those things needed. A migration of thought, of awareness, which presents memories, ideas, understandings for you to use, just for you. That's right. Even as you relax and drift toward those things needed, the unconscious mind already provides that awareness that you can use later on, or right now. And perhaps you will come to understand now or later that during uncertain times, it is completely normal to feel a sense of mild shock and disbelief, because your mind is doing what it does best, ensuring you are safe. And eventually, through mindful acceptance, you are going to recover from any fear that has been troubling you, because all things pass eventually. And the truth is, I don't know how those thoughts and feelings of fear and anxiety emerge for you. And I am sure you are very aware of those situations and moments past where you notice a sense of fear and you find yourself thinking about risk and what ifs. And I wonder if you know that this is a normal reaction and completely human, and that negative thoughts and feelings are completely normal. And despite what society and culture has led us to believe, as human beings, we cannot just control the thoughts that come to mind. A wise therapist once said, "What's important is not whether or not a thought is true, but whether or not it helps you to hold on to it." And there is a part of you that knows this, because you are here now. And you can put those thoughts of anxiety and fear aside and can step outside yourself and observe yourself in the world. And perhaps from here you can see the collective anxiety, fear, and uncertainty. And you wonder if dealing with the day-to-day gripped by hysteria and fear is helpful, do you not? And the truth is, I don't know how deep you are in trance. Yet your intelligent mind is looking for solutions, because your mind is ready to change and be different. So as you breathe quietly and effortlessly at the perfect rate, you can let go of all tension and feel wonderful, because you see your circumstances as an opportunity to choose and change your mindset. Perhaps you will find ways to use this time to experience the power of being present. Maybe that means spending more time with those closest to you, and using this time to appreciate what matters more than anything: human connection. And right now, you may remember a time you felt very comfortable and very safe, with presence and absolute gratitude. Or perhaps the circumstances of the world have created a time just for you. And you can see this as an opportunity for self-care, acceptance, and self-compassion. To learn the skills you always wanted to learn. To make changes toward the life you truly want to live. To finally take a time out from the day-to-day world of should and shouldn'ts, and to eventually do what must be done. And best of all, to train yourself in emotional steadiness and make your own heart a zone of peace and self-compassion. For circumstances can change with the flutter of a butterfly's wings. And in the midst of this, you can choose not to fight fear, but surrender to it and enter your own retreat, where you can be born anew. And there is no need for this to happen immediately. And there is no need to keep thinking about this. Yet you have the power to just acknowledge the fear and anxiety and thank your mind for keeping you safe. And you might even like to show your gratitude and appreciation for your mind keeping survival in your head. And that's what those thoughts and fears that make you anxious are. Just reminders. So first, let yourself notice all the fears and anxious thoughts, those worries and uncertainties, the what-ifs and risks and anything that is on your mind. And ask yourself this question: can those thoughts harm me? And I wonder how it would feel to notice them now, and notice how they have changed now. And I only want you to see those thoughts as stories. And sooner or later, you will let go of unhelpful thoughts and let fear past. And you might consider what happens when thoughts emerge. And I want you to simply notice any thought and how it makes you feel. And for each thought that emerges, just give it a label. Perhaps that thought is a concern about your future. And as you consider your future, I wonder if you can just label it and say to yourself and see written in your mind's eye, this is that fear about the future thought. And now you have that thought labelled in your mind. Consider for a moment all the uncertainties related to that thought. Think about what you know and what you don't know, what is true and what is not true. Because it may be true that you don't know what will happen tomorrow or a week from now, and that is okay. In this moment, you are safe. It is your time of self-care, and it is just a thought. And I don't know now if you are concerned about your health, but if there is a concern, notice the fear and just label it. Perhaps saying in your mind now, there is that worry about my health thought. And now that you have it in your mind, consider all the uncertainties related to that thought for a moment. Think about what you know and what you don't know. What is true and what is not true. Because it may be true that you don't know what will happen tomorrow or a week from now, and that is okay. In this moment, you are safe. And you have chosen this time of acceptance and self-compassion. And you can discover now, or in the weeks ahead, how much you have already learned. And I wonder, as you breathe deeply and relax into your trance, if you would be curious to discover more ways of using your imagination. And as you enjoy this trance, you can choose to mindfully assist your powerful unconscious to figure out exactly how it will make your life so much better. So again, you might like to just consider your thoughts, those stories of worry, uncertainty, and fear, and take comfort in knowing that as they come to mind, you can imagine writing each of those concerns on a piece of paper. Take your time, and I will give you a moment to get as many as you can onto paper. Using again the power of your imagination, you see before you your very own altar of self-care. And the truth is, I don't know what your altar looks like. That is up to you. But I do know, as you walk up to your altar, that you can see a golden bowl, a candle, and a small bowl of incense powder. And as you stand before your self-care altar, you decide to place all the pieces of paper onto which you have transferred all of your fears, anxiety, and concerns, and you place them on your altar. And I wonder if in this moment you take a deep, satisfying breath and see yourself smile with comfort, knowing what is about to happen next. So now, picking up the candle with your right hand, you take a moment to examine the flickering flame burning brightly in anticipation. And next, you look down to your pieces of paper on the altar, and you choose to pick up one at a time, reading what is written before using the candle to set the paper, holding your thoughts of fear, uncertainty, and worry alight. Letting go of the paper as it falls into the bowl and continues to burn and fade. And you take your time, perhaps using this time before your altar of self-care to consider that you are more than your thoughts and feelings and fears. You are the powerful observer of all those stories and images, having an awareness of your powerful imagination. And as you enjoy this experience, you might consider when you imagine yourself already transformed. And perhaps you might see yourself stepping out of yourself and observing yourself standing before your altar of truth, watching yourself as you pick up the incense powder and sprinkle it into the golden bowl filled with labels, igniting the flames of a new, mindful you, as a sweet scent fills the air, connecting you to the present with your values, finding a sense of humour and relief for what's gone. Because the unconscious mind is interesting to observe as you drift down into that trance. where those unconscious thoughts, images, and ideas flash through your mind so rapidly, like schools of fish darting through the clear blue ocean deep. Startling as they suddenly appear, the strange shapes and forms, and then disappear to be replaced by others. Some thoughts are about the past, others about the present, or even the future. Wondering what might happen then, what might come of what is going on. Like the frightened fortune tellers, always seeing the end of the world, written on tea leaves or in tarot card readings. All the signs everywhere of doom and disaster. And what to make of the fact that if you look at the horoscopes in the paper, they always suggest serendipity, or even wealth and success, prosperity and potential at every turn. In earlier times, the doomsayers would walk the street with hand-printed signs, and now they litter the internet or the news, announcing constant calamity or announcing the possible end of the world. And those that get paid or paid attention to always have a different point of view. But at least their messages are easy to see, not like the subliminal images or words that could be hidden in movies or TV, telling us to be afraid of this or that, reminding us to be concerned that something awful is about to happen, something seemingly unexpected and terrible, like the shape of a hawk circling above in the blue sky, a shape that scares all birds from the time they are born. They do not have to learn to be afraid. Nature does that for them, to protect them from real danger. And some buildings even have a cutout of that shape pasted on large windows to keep birds from flying into them and hurting themselves. And that shape scares them away, and it cannot be unlearned. But some things can be unlearned. We know that you won't fall off the edge of the world when you sail out to sea. And we can have certainty that the sun will rise again the next morning. And we know that just believing we can fly doesn't make it so. Even though for many of us, immersing ourselves in comic book and superhero movies can still be fun to watch. Like anything can be fun or not, and any knot can be undone or untied. As the unconscious mind finds its own way to unlearn for you and see things in a different light. A warm and comfortable light that helps us to see a story differently, and that allows a feeling to change, to rearrange those thoughts and images, to change how we react. Like the fortune teller said, allowing the mind to foresee that change in the future, and to enjoy noticing that future change occurs. And isn't it wonderful that you can use the power of your imagination and your unconscious mind to simply do what is natural? Maybe you will use this to reset and relax. And as you think of how to apply this, and as you begin your own internal search for meaning, I wonder if you will trigger all feelings you continue to discover. Or perhaps you will choose this moment of absolute comfort to drift off down into the restful, calm comfort of a deep, healing sleep. And you can sleep now.